What up, y'all? This is Spectator Sporting. We talking NFL free agency. I got my man Adi in the building. What up, Adi?
How y'all doing, bros?
And we got a special guest in the building. We talking basketball. We talking football, college sports, high school sports, administration, whatever it is. We can always call on Marcus Floyd, a.k.a. Coach Floyd in the building. How you doing, Coach?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good. Appreciate you being on here. We talking the skill positions. We talked quarterbacks a little while ago. Now let's talk about the skill position. One big thing just happened. Brandin Cooks getting traded again. I swear, he's one of the best receivers that always get traded every other year. He get 2 years with a team and he gets traded. From the Saints to the Patriots to the Rams, and now he's going to the Texans. The Texans, they traded for him for 2002. They giving up I think they get a 2022 fourth-round pick back. Is that correct?
Houston Texans, they gave up a second-round pick to the Rams for Brandin Cooks, and 2022 fourth-round pick also go to Houston.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there we go. Thank you for clarifying that for me. So I'll start with you, Adi. What is your thoughts on this trade right now?
Well, you know what? Brandin Cooks, he fell off hard last season in 2019, man. The thing is that in 2018, he thrived with the Rams. A key part to their Super Bowl run, all right? So he had 1,204 yards receiving that year, 80 receptions that season. But like I said, last season was a big fall off. Only 583 yards receiving, and only 42 receptions. And he only missed 2 games, But the man, he's been having concussion problems, and now he's going with Will Fuller, who also has a lot of injury problems. So I don't think that receiver position is fixed in Houston. And I'm still shocked that Houston did not get a first-round pick for a top 2 receiver like DeAndre Hopkins. That's just blowing my mind right now. But now, and then the other thing is Houston, they don't have a first-round pick in the 2020 draft because they traded it to Miami for Laramie Tunsil. Mm-hmm. And Laramie Tunsil, he's saying he wanted to be the highest-paid offensive tackle in the NFL. Houston offered him a big contract, but he turned it down like, hey, man, I want more. So they got a lot of problems going on in Houston, man, and it's just a mess.
Yeah, it looks like Bill O'Brien, the GM, is not doing any service to Bill O'Brien, the coach. Any thoughts on this, Coach? What you think about this, Marcus?
Man, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I'm loving Bill O'Brien as a coach. I like him. You know what I mean? Built that Penn State program. But, man, what is he doing as a GM? He's not making himself a very marketable GM. The moves he's making, even like Adi said, with the Larry Tunsil move, with the DeAndre Hopkins move. Now this, you're acquiring damaged goods. I mean, Brandin Cooks had a great year, but these concussions, man, they don't go away easily. So I don't know what Bill O'Brien, what is he doing as a GM?
Absolutely. I'm still, to me, this is just trying to rectify a situation that was already bad. And I think this is reaching. This is a reaching deal. You already gave up one of the top 2, top 3 receivers in the NFL. What you gave him up, you traded him in the 2024 round pick. DeAndre Hopkins in the 2024 round pick, trading for David Johnson in the second round in the 2021 fourth round pick. Still, like Adi already said, not enough in return. So you get one of the best receivers away, and now you're trying to do damage control and bring in another good receiver. He's a good receiver. He's fast. He's speedy. He has produced in the NFL. But like Adi said, last year it was a down year, and also he gets hurt in crucial moments, and those concussions have been a problem for him. This is not the answer for the Texans in the long run at receiver. You are not going to replace DeAndre Hopkins with Brandin Cooks if that's what Bill O'Brien was trying to do. Any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, I would say, man, you know what? I think that the Houston Texans should have held on to them second-round picks. And before this trade for Brandin Cooks, they had 2 second-round picks. This is a deep draft for wide receivers. I think they should just went ahead and grabbed a couple of wide receivers in the second round rather than trade that second-round pick for Brandin Cooks, who fell off pretty hard last year. Now you're just kind of hoping that he bounces back. Another bad move by Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, and then also you got to remember Will Fuller, who is one of the fastest receivers in football, without a doubt, a definite downfield threat. But he's another person that stays hurt a lot. You talk about a team, are you trying to damage your franchise quarterback? That's what we got to ask. What I mean, you know, I would love to know how Deshaun Watson feels about all this going on right now.
I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, like, I know he's been quiet. He's been doing good. He's a quarterback. He can speak out, but I know deep down, he's like, you trade him out. You basically traded one of the best receivers in football for this guy. And that's no offense to Brandin Cooks, because he is a good receiver. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is a whole nother level of receiver.
No doubt.
It's just a whole nother level. You're not going to be able to replace that. Let's move forward from the Texans. We bashed Bill O'Brien enough. Let's talk about Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs was traded to Buffalo for a first, fifth, sixth in 2020. 2021, they also got a 4th round pick. Now the Vikings sent the Bills Stefon Diggs in a 7th round pick. I'm gonna start with you, Coach. What's your thoughts on this trade right here for Buffalo and Minnesota?
Well, the first thing, if I'm Buffalo, I'm like, whoa, I didn't know DeAndre Hopkins was on the market. All of this I gave up for Stefon Diggs, and that's no slight on Stefon Diggs. But it's like, wow, what we gave up, we would have got DeAndre Hopkins. But that's neither here or there. Let's look at Stefon Diggs. 2 years ago, Minnesota Vikings gave him a huge contract. Want to say about $72 million. At that time, John DeFilippo was the OC. We now have him with the Chicago Bears. We know he's pass happy. So Stefon Diggs was doing really good, had a pass happy OC, got a new contract. Then here's Zimmer say he want to switch it up. Zimmer goes with Kevin Stefanski and Gary Kubiak. They're going to pound the ball with Dalvin Cook. Rightfully, they did a really good job of that. So the odd man out is Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs came out. He said some things. He got in trouble, and he ended up not being the most liked guy in Minnesota. So Minnesota getting the 1st, 5th, and 6th round pick this year in a deep wide receiver draft. I like that move for Minnesota, and they're getting the 4th for next year. So I'm looking at Minnesota like, wow, they got a lot for a guy that was unhappy in Minnesota. Look over to Buffalo. Buffalo is going for it all. Buffalo bring in Diggs. They gave up a lot for him, but I think he could be a weapon for their young quarterback, go along with the Brown kid who's a speed receiver. And Buffalo is saying, hey, we don't have Tom Brady no more in our league. We're going to go for it all. So I like to move on both ends. Yes, I think Minnesota might have won it, but I can understand what Buffalo was doing. Buffalo was trying to get some weapons around their young QB, and they're trying to go for it all. They made a run last year in the playoffs, but this year they're looking for a 1st round bye.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they almost had that game against the Texans in the 1st round in advance. And so the Buffalo, they got a lot of talent on that team, and Stefon Diggs will help them out. Adi, what's your thoughts on this trade?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point by Marcus, man. Tom Brady is gone. So, hey, the Bills like, hey, let's take over this division right now. But you know what, man? I think Stefon Diggs is going to miss Kirk Cousins a lot, man. Because going with Josh Allen, I know Josh Allen is very athletic, but one of his challenges is accuracy, and that's Kirk Cousins' sprint. That man can drop dimes 50 yards down the field. We've seen Diggs catch plenty of bombs from Kirk Cousins right in the breadbasket. Okay, Josh Allen, his accuracy, we'll see, man. So he's gonna miss Kirk Cousins. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he might miss Kirk Cousins, but Josh Allen is an up-and-coming quarterback. He showed a lot of poise last year. He led Buffalo. He made some big throws. His accuracy is an issue, but it can get better. It seems like he's getting better game by game. Buffalo has a lot of talent, and Diggs may be the big play guy they've been missing. That's the guy that can get over the top of the defense, make a guy miss. So, yeah, I don't think his numbers is going to look like they was in Minnesota 2 years ago before what Marcus said, before they changed the coaching of the offensive coordinator. I don't think they'd be that good, but I think it'll be decent and good enough where he'll be a threat and he'll help the rest of the offense out in Buffalo. But the Vikings got a lot in return. The Vikings got a lot in return. They got some picks. As a Bears fan, I'm happy for the moment, but 2-3 years from now, that could be the trade that that's one of them trades that can take a team over the top. When you get all those picks, you get to bring all that talent in. So you gotta watch out for that trade in about 3-4 years to see how that really worked out for Minnesota. Let's talk Austin Hooper. He left the Atlanta Falcons to sign with the Cleveland Browns with Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham, Juice Landry. No more Freddie Kitchens. New coach. 4-year, $44 million deal. Adi, what was your thoughts on this deal?
Well, you know what? The another Browns disappointing first-round pick, tight end David Njoku, led to this signing. He has been disappointing in Cleveland. So the 25-year-old Hooper, he has made the Pro Bowl the last 2 seasons. He has caught 59% of his contested targets last season. And like you said, man, he's joined Odell Beckham Jr., Jarvis Landry, and the most underrated running back in the NFL, Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Number 2 in the NFL in rushing yards last season. So expect Austin Hooper to be the recipient of plenty of play-action passes this coming season. Okay, so now Hooper's 6'4" athletic frame should provide a reliable target for Baker Mayfield. Okay? Baker Mayfield is trying to bounce back. He was number 2 in the NFL in interceptions thrown, so he took too many risks. But now he has a nice, safe tight end. Just dump the ball to the tight end, man. Throw it to him in the flats. Throw a nice little out route. Get about 5 to 7 yards. You don't got to chuck the ball down the field and throw them picks and things like that. So we'll see, man. I'm really looking forward to see how Baker Mayfield responds to this.
Yeah, the key is Baker Mayfield, because I know Cleveland, the Browns have been like the laughing stock of the NFL, but they are trying to give Baker Mayfield some weapons. We got Landry. They went and traded for Odell Beckham last year. Now they bring in Austin Hooper now. They are really trying. It's up to Baker Mayfield to shut his mouth, be quiet, stop speaking on everybody else's business, and go be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Marcus, you got anything you want to say about this?
I agree with Adi. What Adi said is you trying to give Baker Mayfield a safety net. It's similar to the move, not as big as the move that our Chicago Bears made with the Jimmy Graham, is, hey, you giving your quarterback a big target where you got Landry on one side and OBJ on another. I mean, now you gave him some weapons and he should be able to produce. I agree with you also, Roach. If he just shut up and play ball, he could play. He could sling it. So I think that was a good move. That was a move that really going to give your quarterback a huge target to dump it off to when he's in trouble, when those double teams will be coming towards those guys on the outside.
Absolutely. The Cleveland Browns, they're in the tough division too. You got Big Ben coming back next year. We already know Lamar Jackson coming off MVP for the Ravens. Cincinnati, they're more than likely going to have Joe Burrow starting next year as their quarterback as the number 1 pick. So it will get interesting. So Baker Mayfield has to be better. Let's talk about some other free agents. I'll start with you, Adi. Tell me what you think about Emmanuel Sanders going to the Saints.
Well, you know what? Emmanuel Sanders, he was almost San Francisco's Super Bowl hero, but Jimmy Garoppolo overthrew him in the 4th quarter with under 2 minutes to go. Very disappointing for 49ers fans. But, Sanders, he was a 2-time Pro Bowler with the Denver Broncos, but he did not flourish in the 49ers' run-heavy offense. So the New Orleans Saints, ever since they traded away the explosive Brandin Cooks after the 2016 season, they've been looking for a reliable number 2 wide receiver to Michael Thomas, who has already set 2 NFL records, okay? Most receptions in a season. Most receptions in the first 4 seasons of an NFL career, okay? So Emmanuel Sanders is a very smart man for choosing the Saints, knowing that Thomas is going to get double-teamed a lot. So Sanders, a lot of one-on-one coverage. He should definitely explode.
Absolutely. This is a great move for the Saints, I believe. Like, that's what the Saints was. That was the missing link. That's probably the reason they lost in the playoff game against the Vikings in the first round. They had nobody else to go with to the ball, and Drew Brees didn't trust nobody else to go to the ball but Michael Thomas. So I feel like this is a great move. What you think about the move, Marcus?
Well, I can't disagree with the move. We know Drew Brees is getting up there in age, and the way to help out an aging quarterback is to give him more weapons. We never know this weapon or another weapon might give him another 1 or 2 years on his career. I think that's the best thing, is give an aging quarterback weapons.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Marcus, I want to ask you about Melvin Gordon going to the Broncos after he held out last year, came back and admitted that he shouldn't have held out with the Chargers last year. Now they let him go. He became a free agent. He signed with the Denver Broncos. Well, how will Melvin Gordon help out the Denver Broncos?
Man, well, first off, I want to take my personal anger out, or not take my personal anger out. I drafted him in my fantasy early, and he killed me. I had to trade him by week 3, but that's neither here nor there. I like this move for Denver. You're going to team him up with Phillip Lindsay. So now you have two really good backs in their backfield. Well, one thing I want to say about Denver had the 30th ranked offense in the league last year. Not only that, they were one of the worst on third down with a 32% third down conversion rate.
Wow.
Right away, that lets me know Gordon will be on the field every third down. He has really showed that he could catch the ball out the backfield. We know what he could do as a runner. He showed at Wisconsin. He showed at San Diego. But what I was really impressed with the last couple of years is he had 240 catch seasons and 250-plus catch seasons. So this running back out the backfield is going to help out this young quarterback, Drew Lock. So I really like this move. This move going to help out that offense that was just pitiful. And we know what Vic Fangio he did on the defensive side was amazing. So that offense, if it goes up 10 spots higher, Denver Broncos will be really something to reckon with because we know the D will be there. Now we just need to get the defense some rest and get some first downs.
Absolutely. I think Melvin Gordon slept on a little bit. He's a very versatile running back. I know other running backs get more catches than him, but he's very versatile. He can do a lot of things on the football field, and he should help the Broncos. What you think, Adi?
Well, yeah, you know what? The Broncos fans are thinking that their young quarterback, that second-round pick, 2019 second-round pick, Drew Lock, is the savior, but John Elway is smart. The dude only played 5 games last year. He was solid in those games, but you got, like Marcus said, you got Phillip Lindsay. Now you got Melvin Gordon. They're going to pound the ball and try to help out that young quarterback as much as possible. And with that defense, just pound the ball, run the clock, keep their rival, Patrick Mahomes, off the field, time of possession. That's the name of the game.
Absolutely. We got one more person to talk about, Mr. Todd Gurley. Boy, does the NFL change fast. 2018, Todd Gurley was an MVP candidate, helped lead the Rams to the Super Bowl. I mean, his 2008 numbers was remarkable. 1,251 rushing yards, 4.9 yards per carry, 17 touchdowns, and 59 catches. To last year, 2019, 857 yards, 3.8 point yards a carry, 12 TDs, which is good, but only 31 receptions. His numbers significantly dropped. I know he had injuries. He got hurt late in the season, I think 2018. He's been dealing with a degenerate knee or some type of knee problem since he came into the NFL. Honestly, going back to his days at Georgia, and the Rams tried to preserve him last year. They gave him less carries. They gave him like time off. They gave him like what they call in the NBA when you rest them.
Load management.
Load management. Absolutely. And they tried to give it to him, but at the end of the day, he signed a 4-year, $60 million deal, 45 guaranteed. The Rams decided they did not want to pay that contract anymore, so they released him. They still had to give him 45 guaranteed, but he signed with the Falcons. The Falcons for a 1-year, $10 million deal. He can help the Falcons out because of what Marcus talked about with Melvin Gordon. He can catch the ball out the backfield, which Matt Ryan will hit him out the backfield. Matt Ryan's a smart quarterback. He should be able to run a little bit, and he rested a lot last year as well, too. So maybe he'll be more healthier going into this season. We'll see. I'll start with you, Marcus. Do you think Todd Gurley will help the Falcons out?
I really understand the move. I understand the Falcons going after him. I'm not gonna call him a hometown kid, but at Georgia, he was everywhere. You've seen his jerseys everywhere. Even when we visited Atlanta for the Bears game years ago, you've seen more Todd Gurley jerseys than anything. But unfortunately, I'm a Gurley fan. I just think the knees are done. I think he's done. I would love to see him continue his career, but we get to talking about running back shelf lives in the NFL, and this is a prime example. Their shelf lives are just so short. I just don't see it's nothing against the Atlanta Falcons, nothing against Gurley. I just think his career we've seen the best of Todd Gurley.
Any thoughts on that, Adi?
Well, yeah, the Rams are letting go a lot of players, man. Brandin Cooks, Todd Gurley. They couldn't sign Dante Fowler Jr. because they signed, Jared Goff right before last season to that 4-year, $134 million extension. So now they got to let everybody go, So the Rams, they jumped the gun by paying that man. They think he's Dan Marino or something. I don't know what they did. But Todd Gurley with the Atlanta Falcons, they lost Devonta Freeman. He's gone. They let him go. He's in free agency right now. No one has picked him up as we speak. But the Atlanta Falcons, they was the third worst team in the NFL in rushing yards last year. That's not going to work. Matty Ice is getting older. You can't rely on him to throw for 4,000 yards. So hopefully Todd Gurley in Georgia, where he went to college, can resurrect his career and be healthy. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. The thing about the running backs, Marcus, you brought up something about the shelf life. Ezekiel Elliott, for the sake of all running backs in the NFL, needs to have a great year coming up this year because he's the last one to sign a big contract for a running back. And if he just goes downhill, I feel sorry for the running back position. It's going to be hard for people to sign him because Derrick Henry just got the franchise tag, and he was spectacular last year throughout the playoff run. So, boy, it is crucial that when you get some of these running backs that do get a contract, they got to perform because they're going to mess it up for the rest of the running backs that come behind them. It's going to be hard to get paid. All right, thanks for checking out Spectator Sporting. Shout out to my man Adi. I want to thank Coach Floyd, Marcus Floyd, for being on the show today. Stay tuned. The next time we're going to be talking, we're going to do a Bears preview show. Until then, we out.